What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I'm back with another video. And I apologize that this video is a week. Damn, it's been a week since I did a traditional video. Couple things was going on. I was upgrading my PC, finally finished with that. Changed up my gaming setup a little bit. I got one more thing to do, and that's to downgrade this sucker. This is a 43-inch Aurus gigabyte monitor. So if anybody's interested, it's HDMI 2.1, perfect for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's just a little bit too big for me. Costs a lot of money, but I'm selling it for super cheap. Hit me up if you're interested. But nah, this video, a lot of you gonna probably watch this video and be like, there goes Kid Smooth, begging for games again, and how Game Pass has conditioned me to not buy games. Now, as a gamer of multiple platforms, multiple consoles, obviously Xbox is my primary. I still buy a lot of games. Now I'm happy because it was my goal that my purchases decreased over the years, and Game Pass was a big help. And just like PlayStation Plus Essentials, a big help to my game purchases decreasing on PlayStation as well. I'm not mad at it. I know a lot of people have this belief, or this unnecessary amount of shame that they put on gamers who are happy about Game Pass, to the point where you should feel ashamed or you should feel wrong for not wanting to pay for a game. So this is me. I keep things simple. I have a Netflix subscription. I have a HBO Max subscription. I actually got too many movie subscriptions. I need to cancel cable. I have a subscription to obviously Netflix, Disney Plus, and all that other stuff. I have a subscription to Game Pass. I have a subscription to PS Plus. As I pay for these services monthly, I should have a right to want games or any game that I'm interested to launch in the service, because I am paying for a monthly gaming service that provides video games. So one of the things I can't stand is when people act like when the Xbox dudes be like, oh, this game coming to Game Pass. Oh, I wish this game comes to Game Pass. Like, that's a problem. It's not a problem, dude. I don't care how you feel about, if you want to buy games, that's fine. I have no issues with people buying games, spending $60, $70 on games. You know what I mean? That's no issue. You know what I mean? Do as you please. If that's how you prefer to consume your games, go at it. There's nothing wrong with buying games. Me personally, I got to the point where, you know what I mean, there's other stuff important, like obviously in my life, that I gotta apply my funds to. So, if there's games that are coming out, and there's some games, like for example, I look through the Xbox and PlayStation Store like every day, and I'm like, damn, that looks interesting, right? And I'm like, damn, I wish this game was on Game Pass, right? Because it's like, it looks interesting, but a lot of games look interesting enough. Is it wise enough for me to buy it? You know what I mean? That's where the question comes into play. So yeah, I look through Xbox Store and I'm like, man, there's a lot of games that come out and release that aren't going to sell anything on either platform. There's these games that just come and just sit there to just release, and I'm like, dude, these were probably perfect options for like a Game Pass or a PS Plus. You know what I mean? Sure, they'll launch at like $40, maybe $25. Some of them $50, whatever. They'll launch and they'll just kind of sit there, go unknown, because they're launching with no marketing material. These developers aren't going out to influencers to promote the game or stuff, or to show off the game. So you're kind of looking at it like, do I take the risk? You know what I mean? So, for example, right, there's games that are straight up mid tier AA games that are probably better than your average game. They just don't have the exposure, I think, that will release on Game Pass. And I know people may feel that Game Pass is actually doing that. I don't think it's actually doing it enough, because there's too many. Because I think some of the games that miss Game Pass are better than some of the additions that go into Game Pass. You know what I mean? And I know Microsoft tried to hit, they get the kids. That's why they put Paw Patrol and Papa Pig and all that, Peppa Pig and stuff in there. And they hit those sim games where people play those boring ass sim games, and the little highlight indies and stuff like that. But there will be some legit worthwhile things that probably won't sell anything, that won't release. Like, for example, now I know this is for example, a game let me go to the go back up to the top. I think I'm at new releases, right? For example, a game like The Adventures of Chris. this thing, and let me move my camera out the way. I don't know if it's showing any gameplay or anything like this, right? This game is what, $14.99, right? It's doesn't look like it's like a gonna do anything, right? It looks I'm interested in seeing what's going on. I'm watching the gameplay, I'm like, damn, this looks kind of good, right? $15, it's not expensive, whatever. Like, I mean, I don't mind, like, you know, buying that, right? But you don't know how good it's gonna be until you ultimately download it and play it. But I'm like, man, this game would have been a pretty decent surprise drop that probably would have got, you know, a tremendous amount of attention on this game. Nobody's gonna go into the store and just look at, I think this looks quite interesting. But if you put a game like this on Game Pass, I think it will be like, it would just trend. It would hit like, yo, look what I just put on Game Pass, and then maybe it would increase sales on other platforms that it's on, you know, PlayStation, PC, whatever. But it looks interesting. It's just like games like these that come out literally every day, and they're not gonna sell anything. And I'm pretty sure a good like 12,000 units maybe would be good enough, because for the whoever made this game to make their money back. You know what I mean? Who knows? But you know, it's not gonna, you know, sell a whole ton, right? So it, and then you got games like Kelowna. Now I know this is a classic game, so it's not considered like an indie game. But believe it or not, I don't think this game is going to do any sort of numbers, right? And now I'm actually truly, because I like platformers, but it's like this game really probably should have been one of those games that, you know, would have been a good addition for Game Pass. And shout out to I forgot what publisher this is. I believe this is a Japanese Bandai name code, but I think, who was the original creators of this damn game, dude? This is like a PS2 like classic game. And but this game just randomly dropped. It wasn't like, there was no anticipation, there was no warning, it just drops. And it just sit there, and it's like, if you see it, you see it. If you see it on the store, you see it. Like stuff like this is that I would like shout out to PlayStation. They got Armageddon, right? Arcadegeddon. PlayStation has this in PS Plus. This was a PS Plus game. It cost $30. Playing it on PlayStation. I have no absolute reason, honestly, to buy this game right now. But I think but if it's on PS Plus, chances are it can't really come to Game Pass, right? But then again, there's games that are both PS Plus and Game Pass. But this is another game, one of those trendy games that, you know, probably should have launched straight into a subscription service, which it did on PlayStation. It is a fun game. Depending on, you know, how much I started on PlayStation, depending on how much I, you know, enjoy it, I may turn around and buy it on Xbox. The only thing about this game, I don't think it supports crossplay. I could be wrong. Somebody gotta correct me on that. Apologize. So there's like games like also like Rabbids Party. Come on, like these games aren't like, come on, bro. Like these are the type of games I want to see in Game Pass. You know what I mean? It's like games like Phobia, these random horror games that come out. The AI, like this is, I don't know how big of a game this is. But it came out, but like I said, I don't know how much traction or noise it's gonna make. You literally have to take a risk with some of these games. A lot of these games I'm showing you guys are like complete gambles. It's not that I have no interest in buying games. These aren't big games, by the way, right? These aren't like big, huge games or anything like that, like people are anticipating. So it's not like I'm screaming asking for like the Marvel's Midnight game to come to Game Pass. These are like legit games that they just toss out, and you lucky if, you know, somebody sees it or not, because the store is updated almost daily, definitely weekly, with new releases. And some of these get lost in the fold, and you probably won't see it again until it goes on sale and it's highlighted in the sales page. But like Oxide, freaking what type of game? A Final Vendetta, like stuff like, come on, bro. Like sure, we got Ninja Turtles, like games like Zero, right? I know they they got a bunch of kid games, right? Games like Zero probably should have dropped in Game Pass. Red Out 2 probably should have dropped in Game Pass. Like Like all these games that have come out, and I would have like legit interest in some of these games. And the thing I get bothered by, right? Because there's games that are coming soon that I think should have been like Game Pass day one. Um, Dread Out definitely should be a Game Pass. Who's pre-ordering this game? Who's literally pre-ordering this game? You know what I mean? I hate to do this to you. Like I really hate to do this. Like it's just like some games release on these stores, not knowing they're not going to like hit the potential that they should. And I think subscription services like PS Plus, like Xbox Game Pass, will help a lot of these games. And I think like for example, so games like Super Pets. Now these are like your games that like you walk into a Walmart and you will buy, because your kid would see it and stuff like that. This should have been a Game Pass game. I know Paw Patrol's coming out and whatnot, but all these games that are made by outright games should literally, I'm surprised they didn't just sign a deal with that publisher just to get all their releases on Game Pass. They release about like maybe 5 or 6 games a year, kid friendly games that kind of just, all right, here's our rated G niche and whatnot. But I'm actually interested in Super Pets, believe it or not. I know the movie comes out in a couple weeks, if not next week. But yeah, man, not to like a game like Still Right Now. I hope this game gets down. This game I'm going to buy. I will be buying Still Rising. And that this is me taking a risk. It is me taking a full risk. Don't know the developers that much. I think Nacon is doing it. I've never this is not a known IP. It just looks interesting. It looks very, very interesting. But the point I'm making is, right, a lot of these games look cool. They launch every day, every week. And I feel like it's like these mid-tier games that just come out into the fold. They just are just out there to just rot or just to find some player base. And I feel like these are the games that literally should be launching into Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. And it's why when people are like, oh, stop, Biggie, y'all don't want to buy games. And I'm telling you right now, if there was no Game Pass, right, I would still be like, I would be interested, but I wouldn't want to buy it because there's a lot of games pre-Game Pass. I purchased a whole lot of games, got burnt a whole lot of times. You buy games, you try it, and you realize, I don't like it, right? And it's not like you could just return it, right? Because a lot of, like digital, like Xbox is friendly most of the time with with purchases and stuff like that. But like, I mean, how often can you realistically do that? So I don't know who's responsible, whether it be Xbox, whether it be these publishers. I think a lot of these publishers, some of these games that I just came across and showed you guys, should literally be seeking out Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. You want to at least go on at least one of the platforms, because one of those platforms will elevate the potential sales on other platforms. If this game hits or is popular on Xbox Game Pass and is getting a lot of tweets, a lot of trends, that somebody that doesn't have an Xbox, maybe they have a PlayStation, they go and buy it on PlayStation to be a part of the conversation, or they buy it on Steam or whatever to be a part of the conversation, or like the game like Arcadegeddon, right? I started playing that. If I didn't have a PlayStation, but my dude Neo, he sold me on a game. If I didn't have a PlayStation, I would probably have bought it on Xbox because pretty much the way that he sold it to me, sold the game to me, right? So that's the pretty much where I come from when it comes to talking about like wanting games on Game Pass, asking for games to be in Game Pass, wondering if it's on Game Pass, because like I said, there is a huge market of games that you're not going to buy, I'm not going to buy. Some of us may buy it, and they're like little gems that just won't get like the time of day because they don't have the exposure. They just kind of just sort of come out and that's it. There's no trailers, there's no influencer coverage, there's really nothing to back some of these games up. And that's where I think Game Pass is important and play a major role with some of these releases. And a lot of people, make fun of guys like me for wanting to know why certain games aren't in Game Pass. You know what I mean? And it's a fair question, even that's like a full paying customer. And to anybody else that plays for Game Pass or any other subscription service, nobody should tell you what you should be able to ask for in Game Pass. As a Game Pass subscriber, I feel every game that releases on Xbox should be on Game Pass because I pay for the service. It's a service I pay for. You buy your games outright $60-$70. I buy some games outright $60-$70, but most of my games are consumed through Game Pass, which I pay monthly for. So therefore, I should have that right to expect or want games in the service because I'm paying for the service. If no games comes to the service, I don't want to pay for the service anymore. Kind of get it? You know what I mean? And I think there's this bad narrative that's out there, created mostly by PlayStation fanboys up until PS Plus gets better, about, oh, like, you know, this is why Xbox doesn't have any games. Oh, this is why, like, this. They blame everything on our want not to pay for games. Like, everything's bad on Xbox because we don't want to pay for games. I think this is the worst message that these guys send out to people into the community. I think the online community and the reaction to Game Pass and gamers that play on Game Pass is probably the worst because they have the worst sense of judgment, and it's simply untrue. So I just wanted to throw this video out there because I had nothing really to talk about. I just wanted to rant about this because I'm going through the stores like, man, I'm probably going to bite the bullet and buy a couple of these games, and it may be good and it may be trash, but the difference is, like, I won't feel burnt if it was in Game Pass. I would have been like, all right, you know what I mean? This is cool. Maybe somebody else like it. I'm uninstalling it, right? So, like, for example, like the games that recently came to Game Pass, and of course my wife is calling me right now, so I got it in this video. Like games like Match Point and whatnot. That tennis game, thought it was trash. I played it for a couple seconds, thought it was trash. I was like, man, they could have opted definitely for a another game to go into the service other than like Match Point. I got to play it as Dusk Falls a little bit. That's gonna be really good, so I think people are gonna be excited for that. There's also, oh my god, my phone. All right, I'll call her back. But like games like, you know what I mean, like 2 Point Campus and Escape Academy, I think those are gonna, like, I've already went through a couple games that I just off the little bit of trailers I saw look better than some of these games that I would have appreciated more than what we got. But let me know, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on the next video. Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace. Gotta call my wife because she's probably gonna wonder why I didn't pick up.